Yeah, you guys are both great examples. Bo too, of the dad-son relationship, because I've seen that go wrong plenty of times, especially in Jersey and the East Coast. There's some rough relationships, and it's sad to see because it's such a good opportunity for a bonding moment. My dad wasn't like super involved and hard on me, or was able to be super on me with the sport, but he loved it, I loved it, and we bonded over it. So how did that kind of transition over to high school and then college, and what was that relationship like as you decided to eventually wrestle in college?
Yeah. I was talking to someone about this the other day. They asked me about like the idea of college wrestling. To me, there was really no question. Like, and I don't want to sound arrogant with that. It's just like it wasn't like if I was going to wrestle in college, or, a big thing now is like people make a big deal out of the like division that you wrestle in. To me, it wasn't really like, it was like, honestly, I'm going to Penn State. Like, I loved Penn State that's as I do now. Like, I loved it. And it's probably because my dad would take me to Big Tens and would take me to NCAAs. And honestly, like looking back, skipping youth state was the coolest thing ever, because now having, he calls them like ignition events, because I think that's what they are, and it's cool that he named them that, because it was like, what's cooler now, being able to say that I watched you guys and Rutherford and David all from the beginning. That was like my second grade year when Ruth and David were on the team. And what's cooler now to say that I got to go to that, or that I won however many state titles, youth state titles.
Right.
And so I just think like that was the biggest thing. And so for me, there was just really no question in my mind if I was going to do that. I think, obviously opportunities presented themselves at different times. And that, just taught me a lot of like fortitude and stuff, and a lot of, gratitude and to keep pushing, because it's hard when you commit, and it was the opportunity at the time that presented itself, and you committed, and then, then you might win the US Open, U20, or you win, you make the team, and then you win and get a silver medal or whatever. And it's like, it was tough, but I think what needed to happen happened, as it always does, and stuff like that. And I think both relationships with Ben and my dad, I can't really say my dad, me and Ben's relationship got a lot better. Mm-hmm. Me and him used to like butt heads a lot. And it is interesting. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting, like being coach's son and having Ben, and Ben's known me since I was a little baby. And so it's just interesting having that dynamic. And I think honestly, for all three of us, it taught us a bunch. And I think later it was interesting though, when I maybe a little bit more emotionally mature, he would say I wasn't in my later high school years. And even when I got here, I mean, like I'd get very frustrated even when I first got here. And just that relationship being able to grow and stuff. And honestly, having that foundation. So when I had to go back home after that first semester of college, I could. And then I trained with them, my dad and Ben and Mirsolas and Aiden, and having those guys. And then I could get in the transfer portal.